I have to admit to being a little bit confused by the market action yesterday and again this morning. The bonds are the 10-year yields are dropping nicely, going back probably towards the numbers we've been talking about. The Magnificent Seven is mixed but only NVIDIA and Tesla right now are down slightly. Tesla was down yesterday. It was unclear why. There's no real reason that I can see. In fact, I pretty much only see good news for Tesla. What about you? Tell me in the comments below. Am I missing some bad news on Tesla right now? I'll give you the good news as we go through this, but holy mackerel. Anyway, there's good news on Optimus. There is completely going under the radar this morning. We have news on India and China just being ignored. Anyway, I can't quite figure it out. This is Randy Kirk. We'll have Brian White back today, and we'll be talking about Model Y, Model 3, and Gen 3 cars, and some of the issues around where these are all going to be built, when they're going to be built, what's going to happen if, in fact, there's a strong market next year for any one or all three. Anyway, a lot of questions about the capacity, and I think we're getting closer to figuring it out, and that's what Brian and I will be talking about. And then Larry will be joining me tonight. Sorry, he had to miss last night, but he'll be joining me tonight for the Tesla Good News Tuesday show. All right. Of course, you want to purchase your camouflage, well, whichever one you want, the stainless or the camouflage on the Cybertruck bottle openers, and you want to join Patreon. I will talk more about that at the end. All the information, though, is below in the description for how to do that. All right. I have been pretty much 100% by myself for a year now, saying that Tesla will sell Optimus or rent Optimus to third-party customers soon. Even those who believe that they're going to start manufacturing them soon, meaning either later this year or in sometime in 2024, have said, oh, it'll only be for the Tesla factories. It'll only be for potentially maybe some of their suppliers' factories. But no, they will not. It'll be years. And there was one post on X this morning. 2027 is the goal to start providing Optimus for other than Tesla-related businesses. Well, gosh, I think maybe I'm going to turn out to be right, because the Tesla Bot team, according to the Tesla Bot Journal, which is somebody on X, the Tesla Bot team has a new job posting for manufacturing engineer, and right in the job description, to build humanoid robots for engineering validation purposes and to support high volume launch around the Tesla factories. No. Oh, no, I'm doing a Stephen Mark Ryan. I misread it. To support high volume launch around the globe. Okay. I'll be looking for more news that continues to validate this impression that I have. I believe that in 2024, Tesla will be selling them to third parties, selling or renting. I think renting is the more likely option, not even leasing, but renting for $60,000 a year is the number I've been talking about. Anyway, this will, if the stock market ever gets this, if the stock market ever begins to understand how important this is and what the profit potential is on this, it will break the stock market. The numbers are so huge. But I guess Mr. Stock Market needs to see actual robots doing multiple tasks that are valuable and useful in a way that they totally get it, and that there is a true production line being set up to start making these. I guess they're going to need to have it spelled out. Anyway, that's the end of that. So the Times of India is reporting India is working overtime to complete all Tesla requirements by January. This would certainly seem to say that India is going to happen, and that this government really is excited about doing this, kind of like China was a few years ago. Will the Generation 3 car actually start in China? Start in India as opposed to starting in Mexico? I don't know. Who knows? Probably not, but the race is on, and we'll talk more. We won't talk about India today with Brian White, but we will talk about the other factories. China saw 14,000 cars in insurance registrations this week. So we are now back to normal after the changeover on the Model 3 Plus. The bears can go back and hibernate again because all of their nonsense has been taken care of. Gary Black says there is growing indications, and I saw Business Insider had an article on this as well, that China will take prices of the Model Y long range and the SR up over the next few weeks. Model Y is 70% of China volume, says Gary. So if they start raising prices, you would, again, how much, isn't this enough good news to be moving the Tesla stock this morning upward? I mean, as opposed to slightly down? I'm very confused. And then, well, the thumbnail for today's episode, you might have noticed, kind of said it all with regard to all these negative headlines about EV demand. Europe continues to show strong numbers, 39% up third quarter over third quarter of last year. So more good news. I don't know what is going on here. From MarketWatch regarding the Fed's survey of bank lending, the big picture on bank lending right now. The tightening of bank standards has been going on since mid-2022, but only received widespread attention with the collapse in spring 2023 of Silicon Bank and Signature Bank and First Republic Bank, according to Richard Moody, chief economist at Regions Financial Corp. That tightening was expected to hit the economy harder as the year progressed. The Fed's interest rate policy statement last week said that tighter financial and credit conditions for households and businesses are likely to weigh on economic activity, hiring, and inflation. What are people saying? Economists don't think the tightening of lending has ended. Many worry about a potential credit crunch that could push the economy into a recession next year. It's only a matter of time, Oren Klatkin said, an economist at Nationwide. It's only a matter of time before constrictive credit conditions choke off GDP growth. But as I reported last night, the consumer is not maxed out. They're actually reducing their overall credit and managing credit pretty well, according to Vantage Score. Silvio Tavares, when he talked to CNBC yesterday, the reality is that the consumer is actually quite healthy. And Trueflation is steady this morning at 2.34. Turns out that megapack fire in Australia that got everybody all excited that there was going to be all kinds of fires all the time with these megapacks and all kinds of problems with these storage facilities around the world. Well, according to Teslarati and per an announcement from GenX Power, the fire actually did not start at the megapack factory's modules. Instead, the fault occurred on the AC side, on the traditional side, on the no problem side. Anyway, then the fault propagated to the bottle modules within the factory, but it didn't even require any water to put it out. It was covered just fine. Anyway, so bonds were, last time I checked, were reinverting this morning as we head into the sales of more treasuries over the next few days, or maybe it all happens today. I'm not 100% sure on that. The market does not seem to be interested on how that, the market does seem to be a little bit interested in how that sale is going to go, but the 10-year yields were down over 5 basis points the last time I looked on the 10-year. And then finally, there is some noise that the Fed speeches this week have bemoaned the yields coming down, as they've called it a premature loosening, since Powell said he would like to let the markets help in the process of tightening. Those who believe that the Fed is deluded and dumb are now winning that argument, if that's actually what the Fed is saying, because the Fed had to know that their softening tone would create a bond rally. Tell me if you think I'm wrong in the comments below. Let's go ahead and take a look at the markets and see what is happening now. Nothing has changed since I just looked a few minutes ago. We've got the Dow Jones down 31. We've got the NASDAQ up 34 points. These are S&P down 3 and Tesla down $1.85 after all that good news. Now, this could be profit taking. It could be some large whale that's selling off. It could be lots of things. It was up in the pre-market, overnight. It's down $1.90 at 217.42. A couple of people, the technical analysts, are saying that it needs to test 215 again, but I don't understand why it would be down just on that if the rest of the market is up. Like I said, complete confusion this morning about that. NVIDIA also down $2.60. And the Cathie Woods this morning are mixed. So yeah, everybody's all mixed up. Let's go take a look at what's happening on the rest of the numbers here. We have got the Dow again down 0.11%. To 34,000. That's $36. We've got the S&P down 0.07%, so barely down $3.23, and the Nasdaq up a 0.25%, up $36. We have got the Bitcoins down 171, around 34.8. We have got the dollar up slightly this morning, and gold down another 19, dropping all the way to 1969. So that's a drop of $70 in a little over a week. Oil prices are down nicely this morning. Okay, I forgot to mention that. So the article that I read on this suggests that this is because of softening in China. And so, okay, whatever's causing it, I'm good. Oil is now down at $78.59. This is very good news indeed, and should be excellent news for the entire market this morning. And then we have bond yields down 5.5 on the 10-year at 4.6. This is all good news. Now this reinversion is happening. Well, no, okay, yeah, still is. Yeah, so the 2-month is only down. It's basically break even, and the 2-year is up, but basically break even. It's less than a basis point. But the 10-year now down 5.5 basis points. Going back to Tesla again, just to look for fun, we've got Tesla turning the corner, beginning to go up again, as is all of the markets. All of the markets are now making a little tiny turn. I'll look at Tesla one more time before we end, after I have my concluding remarks. So my concluding remarks are, like I said yesterday, I believe the markets and Tesla will end in the green. There is nothing keeping them from going in that direction, in particular with the bond yields dropping like they are on the 10-year. Now, maybe there's a treasury sale today. I didn't look that up, and maybe that's going to have an impact. Everything else looks positive. So this could be profit taking, but at some point the profit taking will end. I mean, there has been, multiple days. I think NASDAQ is up 7 days in a row. So yes, that could be what's going on here. I think it's still going to end up in the green, but that could be my optimism taking over. Okay. So don't forget to hit like. If you haven't already done that, please do. It really helps the algorithm. And then hit subscribe and notify, so you'll make sure that you get notified about Larry White later today. And then, of course, Larry Goldberg helping me tonight on the Good News Tuesday show. It's Good News Monday, Good News Tuesday, good news every day on this particular program. Okay, if you haven't been watching that evening show, it's getting extremely good response. And thank you so much. Do you know, just watching the show is a huge benefit to me, and I thank you for that. But if you want to benefit me more, you can become a producer of the show for only $5 a month. If you can't afford the $5, don't do it. Have you been in a restaurant recently and you finished the meal, you got your $100 bill, and they ask you whether you want to give a $15 tip, a $20 tip, or a $25 tip for that meal that you just had, and you're going to give that tip because you believe that the store is underpaying the waiter? Okay, well, that's what I'm suggesting that you do for the show, because YouTube is underpaying me. Now, it's not insignificant. It's a significant amount, but it would be, as Brian White likes to say, in my case, just a little over minimum wage. Okay, so I'd like to be making more than minimum wage, and that's how you can help. For $5 a month, you could be a producer, and you could get a free audio book, any one of the four, but those two in particular are the ones people tend to want. And then for $10, you could do better than that. You could either get 2 of those books, or you could get a Cybertruck bottle opener. Okay, that would support the channel, $10 a month. I mean, come on now. You're going to give a $20 tip at that restaurant for a $100 meal. And that's, you know, that person is definitely getting paid by that restaurant. Okay. and I'm getting paid by YouTube. There's no doubt about it. All right. Or you could buy one of these. When you buy one of these, it would be almost as good, but not quite as good as becoming a Patreon. and anyway, they're $25. It's such a cool thing. Do I need to do one in matte black now? Maybe I need a matte black one. Let me know in the comments below. If I had a matte black one, would you buy it? I don't care whether you think I should make one or not. I want to know, if I did a matte black version, would you buy that? Because I'll get some matte black ones for sure, if that's what you would like to have. All right, let's one last look at Tesla to see if maybe, nope, it's gone back going back toward the red again, now down $2. Why does it look like it's tending up? Let me look at this again. Yeah, it's just a little, it's kind of up and down. It's kind of starting to do this now. Anyway, we can't know. You know, all we can do is do this in real time. 5 minutes from now, it could be up $10, as you know, if you've watched Tesla for any time at all. Okay, I'm just wasting your time now. It has been great talking to you.